What's up, guys? It's your Super Playaz back at it again. It's your host, Tony G, bringing you a really quick emergency ban. Well, it's not even an emergency ban list. I'm just making this really quick as I'm at work. And so I'm super hyped. I am surprised. I was genuinely surprised by this list that just came out. Dragon Ball Super Card Game just banned some new cards and errated some and just limited some right now before set 17. So if you like this type of video, definitely hit that like button, subscribe, and let me know in the comment section what your thoughts are. Let Bandai know, because I was in shock with this. Honestly, I did not see these coming at all. I didn't even think this list was going to come out until maybe next week. I'm just in shock, honestly. And I actually like this ban list. So the first card I'm going to talk about is Ban Secret Identity Mass Saiyan. And the reasoning behind this card is, since this card's release, it has remained a staple overwhelm card for all colors. And I mean, I think this card is pretty good. I mean, I think they should have limited this card just because maybe it was too abused, I feel. But I thought it was a pretty good card overall. I didn't think it was going to be that oppressive, in my opinion. But again, cool. They got to get rid of it for some reason. Maybe in the long run, they're going to come out with some crazy overwhelm stuff. So maybe they had to get this ban hammer. Next one is Piano Reign of Terror. This card needed to get hit for a really long time, because I was telling people King Piccolo's pretty hard to beat. And this guy made it super consistent, where they had so much draw power. And this card was nuts. And pretty much the reasoning with it, this card was allowed decks utilizing King Piccolo to draw a significant and consistent amount of cards. We found the dominance of this card difficult to interact. I mean, just even KOing it or something like that, you just flip a life, it stays on board. Like, you had to KO it twice or overwhelm it. Like, it was just really hard to get rid of. And for that reason, it got banned. I'm happy about that. And this card, Gogeta Marvelous Might, another card that got banned. This card made Gogeta Xeno super strong, especially with the vanilla, the 1-drops, getting them out. It was just too strong. I think this is a really good call. They got rid of that. And then another card they banned, which was SS4 Bardock fighting against Fate. I mean, I made a pretty strong overwhelm deck, and I think this card made it pretty nuts. I would honestly say you got like 20 attacks in with this deck that I made with SS4 Goku, and it was just super hyper aggressive. And if you had it, you had 3 cards in hand with this card, it just did so much damage. And honestly, I see why it got banned. It's very strong, and I mean, it made decks too consistent with aggressive play. So I get why they got rid of this card. And since this card's release, it has remained a staple in all decks. And for that, to improve enjoyment, I mean, yeah. They limited King Piccolo, Piccolo Jr., Descendant of the King Unison. This card had to go. I think this card was super strong. Rejuvenation, I mean, they didn't utilize that much, but you drew so much with this guy with Piano. Not only that, you had so much defensive stuff with the Piccolo Jr. or King Piccolo deck. And not only that, everybody, like, this deck was just super oppressive. This guy KOs anything that's like a negate of 15k. Like, it just blows it up. Like, it made it super hard. And it was just too consistent board removal. I think this card had to go. And they limited it to 1, which is what I like. Thwarting, I could also see the argument. This card's been utilized in a wide variety of black decks, and it's just a repetitive play pattern. Of course, you just play 1 energy, you warp a card. So, I mean, seeing it at 1 is pretty good. I think that's a really solid play. And then the next card that you read is Super Saiyan Son Goku. They pretty much got rid of this guy from Awakening with Unison to just Awaken from 4 lives or less. I think this is the same. I mean, it's the same awakening ability as the set 1, the very first deck. So I think they just pretty much made him back to the original form it was. So it was pre-errata now, or pre-reboot. So I mean, this guy just had to go also. Like, I'm a huge advocate of this deck. I love this deck. I loved it, but I could see why they needed to hit it. It was just, this was the only blue deck that people were playing. And then Android 17 Most Valuable Player. This card just came out, and it was a champion card, I believe, from the Vault Pack. And then now they say you play 1 red, and a random blue, I think blue color. If your leader card is red, you can send this card from the drop to your warp, and your leader gains invokers. So, I mean, this made invoker very consistent. So, yeah, they had to get rid of it because there was not going to be an interacting format with this. And so these are the cards they banned. They banned this. They banned that. They banned this. they limited this, they banned this, they errated this, they limited this, they errated this, and there you go. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I try to do this as fast as possible, get this out, and I'm still at work. So definitely smash that like button and let your super players know what your thoughts are. And like always, from your host Tony G, and from work, y'all stay super.